The large screen in Earth Defense Force headquarters lit up with strange symbols. Commander Zachary Miller leaned forward in his chair. After years of scanning the stars for signals, they had finally received one. The room fell silent. "Can anyone make sense of this?" Zachary asked, his voice steady despite his racing heart. Dr. Ellen Reeves stepped forward. As Earth's best xenolinguist, she had prepared her whole life for this moment. "It appears to be a mathematical sequence first, then what might be language. Classic first contact approach." The signal continued, patterns becoming more complex. Ellen worked day and night with her team to understand it. After 3 days, they had a basic translation matrix. "They call themselves the Galactic Command," Ellen explained to the gathered military and government officials. "They're a group of alien species who explore space together. They want to meet us." General Frank Torres frowned. "And we're supposed to believe they come in peace. Every science fiction movie tells us otherwise." "Fiction isn't reality," Ellen argued. "Their message shows no signs of aggression." But decades of movies and books about alien invasions had shaped human thinking. When the alien ship appeared at the edge of the solar system, panic spread quickly. President Diana Wallace called an emergency meeting. "What are our options?" "We have the orbital defense platforms," said Captain Laura Shepard. "We could strike before they get too close." Ellen shook her head firmly. "The translation might not be perfect. We should wait and establish clear communication." The room divided quickly into 2 groups. Some sided with Ellen, believing peaceful contact was possible. Others, led by General Torres, saw only threat. "We can't risk the entire human race on a hunch that they're friendly," Torres argued. "What if their peaceful message is a trick?" As the alien ship moved closer to Earth, tensions grew. News channels showed its approach constantly. People began to panic, some leaving cities, others preparing for the worst. In space, the alien vessel continued forward. Inside, representatives from 12 different species prepared to welcome Earth into their community. Their civilization had moved past war thousands of years ago. They had no weapons on their ship because they hadn't needed them for generations. Back on Earth, President Wallace made her decision. "We can't wait to find out their true intentions. Prepare the defense platforms." Ellen pleaded one last time. "The translation suggests they have a gift for us. Knowledge and technology. Please, give me more time." But fear won over hope. Captain Laura Shepard received her orders. She would lead the assault team that would fire Earth's experimental energy weapons at the approaching ship. Laura didn't hesitate. She had trained for this her whole career, defending Earth from threats. She had never imagined those threats would be real. As she activated the orbital platform, she felt a strange mix of pride and doubt. "Targeting systems locked," her officer reported. "Fire," Laura ordered. The beam cut through space, striking the alien vessel directly. Not expecting any attack, the ship had no shields raised. It broke apart almost instantly, fragments scattering across space. On the Galactic Command's nearest outpost, the leaders watched in shock as their diplomatic vessel disappeared from their monitors. In thousands of years of making contact with new species, nothing like this had ever happened. "They attacked without provocation," said Grand Admiral Zexful, his 4 eyes blinking in disbelief. "How is this possible?" "Perhaps they misunderstood our message," suggested another council member. The Galactic Command's High Council convened immediately. They had discovered a species unlike any they had encountered before, one that responded to peaceful contact with violence. On Earth, celebrations broke out as news of the successful defense spread. Only Ellen sat quietly in her lab, looking at the final translated message they had received. "We come to welcome you as equals among the stars." She closed her eyes, wondering what humanity had just done. Grand Admiral Zex Thol stood before the Galactic Command's High Council. The massive circular chamber held representatives from 37 spacefaring species. Many were still in shock. "The humans destroy our ship without warning," Zex Thol said. His voice remained calm despite the tragedy. We lost 23 diplomats and first contact specialists. The council members whispered among themselves. Their civilization had not faced true violence in over 2,000 years. Did anyone survive? Asked Council Elder Miraven. 1. Intelligence Officer Susan Martinez was in a scanning pod when the attack occurred. The humans captured her. Screens around the chamber showed Susan's image. She sat in a white room, surrounded by human scientists in protective suits. They treated her like a dangerous specimen. "We must understand these humans," said Zexful. "They think in ways we cannot predict." On Earth, Susan remained calm as humans studied her. They asked endless questions, most showing their fear and misunderstanding of the Galactic Command. "Why did your fleet approach Earth?" a stern man in a military uniform asked. "It was one ship, not a fleet," Susan explained patiently. "We came to invite Earth to join the Galactic Command. We bring knowledge and peace to all developing worlds we find." The human interrogators didn't believe her. Their questions revealed they expected conquest and war. Susan realized these humans had evolved differently than other species. They still saw the universe as a place of danger and competition. Meanwhile, Lieutenant George Warren worked in a secure facility examining pieces of the destroyed alien ship. He made a surprising discovery. General Torres, their ship had no weapon systems at all, George reported. Not even basic defenses. General Torres frowned. "That's impossible. No species travels through space without protection. These aliens do. Their technology is advanced, but they have huge security gaps. It's like they never expected to be attacked." This information spread quickly through Earth's military command. They had destroyed an unarmed ship, but instead of feeling remorse, they saw opportunity. "If these aliens don't understand warfare, we have an advantage," said General Torres at the emergency meeting. "We should strike again before they prepare." President Wallace hesitated. What if they were truly peaceful? Then why were they coming to Earth? "No one crosses the galaxy just to say hello," Torres argued. "And even if they were peaceful before, they won't be now." Earth prepared for war. Military bases worldwide activated. Weapons systems were readied. Earth's governments united against what they saw as an alien threat. Back at the Galactic Council, the debate continued. Most species had never experienced war in their living memory. Their ancestors had moved beyond violence thousands of years ago. "We should withdraw from Earth's solar system," suggested one council member. "Leave them alone until they evolve beyond violence." "We cannot," said Zexful. "Our scans show they are developing faster than light travel. Within decades, they could spread their violence to other worlds." As the council debated, humans took action. Earth launched a series of small, fast ships toward the nearest Galactic Command outpost near Saturn's rings. Major Patricia Coleman led the mission. She had studied the alien technology and found its weaknesses. "Their systems are completely open," she told her team as they approached. "They have no encryption, no firewalls. It's like they never imagined someone would try to hack them." The human ships attacked the outpost. They didn't destroy it, but instead infiltrated its systems and stole massive amounts of data about the Galactic Command. Star maps, technology schematics, species information. Then they vanished before the aliens could respond. When news of this second attack reached the Galactic Council, panic finally broke out. "Two attacks without provocation," said Zexthul. "The humans are unlike any species we have encountered." "They think like predators," said the biological expert. "Their history is full of conflict. They see threats where none exist." The Galactic Command faced something they had never prepared for, a species that had evolved through warfare rather than cooperation. "We must learn to think like them," said Zexful, "or we may not survive their unexpected attacks." Major Patricia Coleman stood before a wall of screens showing alien star maps. The data stolen from the Saturn outpost revealed the vast reach of the Galactic Command. Thousands of worlds spread across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy. They've been around for over 10,000 years, Patricia explained to the gathered military leaders. But they have a critical weakness. They always follow the same patterns. She pointed to a cluster of stars. They respond to all situations according to rigid protocols. When we attack here, they'll send ships from these 3 bases. They won't adapt or improvise. General Torres nodded with approval. Good work, Major. How soon can we launch the next phase? Immediately. Engineer Alan Douglas has already adapted their technology to our ships. Across the room, Alan demonstrated the small device. The young engineer had spent weeks studying alien tech. Their ships communicate using quantum links. This device lets us listen in and even send false orders. On the other side of the solar system, the Galactic Command struggled to understand humans. Their military, unused to actual combat, could only follow ancient protocols designed for theoretical conflicts. Send peacekeeping forces to secure the perimeter, ordered Admiral Cravon. Standard formation, as the protocol demands. His aide hesitated. But sir, the humans don't behave according to any known patterns. Perhaps we should adapt. The protocols have served us for thousands of years, Cravon interrupted. They will not fail us now. The Galactic Command sent a fleet of ships to establish a defensive line near Jupiter. They arranged themselves in perfect geometric patterns, just as they had been trained. They expected humans to approach directly and announce their intentions. Commander Michelle Kelly watched the alien formation from her stealth ship. She had been a submarine captain before joining the Space Force. She knew all about hunting unseen. They're so predictable, she whispered, just like fish in a barrel. Her fleet of small attack ships had been hiding in Jupiter's storms. Now they moved silently toward the alien vessels. Remember, Michelle told her pilots, hit their communication systems first, then engines. No need to destroy them completely. The human ships struck without warning. They darted between the larger alien vessels, firing precisely at key systems. The Galactic Command ships tried to respond, but their crews had never faced actual combat. Their training simulations hadn't prepared them for human tactics. Within minutes, half the alien fleet drifted powerless. The rest scattered in confusion as their command structure broke down. Michelle sent a message back to Earth. Operation Thunderstorm complete. 27 alien vessels disabled. 0 human casualties. News of the victory spread quickly across Earth. People celebrated in the streets. After centuries of fearing alien invasion, humans were winning against a vastly older civilization. At the Galactic Command headquarters, panic spread. Species that had known only peace for generations now faced an enemy they couldn't understand. How can they be so effective? Asked Council Elder Miraven. Their technology is primitive compared to ours. Scientist Krelax, who had studied ancient history, spoke up. It's because of how they evolved. While we grew through cooperation, they developed through competition and conflict. He showed images of Earth's history, battles, wars, and constant struggle. Each human conflict drove innovation. They don't just have technology, they have strategy. Something we've forgotten. As the Council debated, humans pressed their advantage. Earth ships targeted the Galactic Command's central communications hub near Neptune. Without this hub, alien forces throughout the solar system would be isolated. Commander Michelle Kelly led the attack personally. They rely too much on their technology, she told her crew. When it fails, they don't know how to adapt. The human fleet approached the hub using asteroids as cover. The aliens, following their protocols, focused their sensors on expected approach vectors. They never saw the humans coming. The battle lasted less than an hour. Earth ships crippled the communication hub, then vanished back into the darkness of space. Across the solar system, Galactic Command forces lost contact with each other. Their carefully ordered hierarchy fell into chaos. Grand Admiral Zex Foal realized what was happening too late. The humans aren't just attacking our ships, he said grimly. They're attacking how we think. Scientist Krelax moved carefully through the damaged communication hub. The humans had left hours ago, but their impact remained. Once perfect systems now lay broken and silent. Unlike other members of the Galactic Command, Krelax felt more curiosity than fear about humans. He collected samples from surfaces where humans had touched controls. He studied the precise damage they had caused. They knew exactly where to strike. He muttered to himself, "How did they learn our systems so quickly?" Back at his lab, Krelax began to understand. Humans didn't just use technology. They took it apart, questioned it, and improved it. The Galactic Command had used the same systems for centuries, never changing what already worked well. "We need to learn from them," Krelax told Grand Admiral Zexthul. "Their adaptability is remarkable." Zexthul looked troubled. "Learn from savages who attack without provocation." "They're not savages," Krelax argued. "They're survivors. Their planet forced them to adapt constantly. While we grew comfortable, they grew stronger through challenge." On Earth, Dr. Nathan Phillips made his own discovery. He worked in a lab studying materials from captured alien ships. While examining an alien food container, he noticed something strange. "The bacteria from my hand killed the alien cells," he told his supervisor with excitement. "Some common Earth bacteria are deadly to them." The military immediately saw the potential. They began developing biological weapons that would be harmless to humans, but devastating to several alien species in the Galactic Command. Meanwhile, Admiral Richard Bennett prepared the human fleet for its biggest operation yet. Earth had built more ships using reverse-engineered alien technology. They now had enough firepower to target the Galactic Command's main supply routes. Cut off their resources, and their advanced technology becomes useless, Richard explained to his captains. They don't know how to function without their comforts. The human fleet departed Earth under Richard's command. They would attack 5 supply routes simultaneously, stretching the aliens' defenses beyond their capacity. Lieutenant Olivia Daniels received a special assignment. "Your team will capture the alien flagship," Richard told her. "We need their command codes." Olivia had been a police tactical officer before joining the Space Force. She knew how to take down targets without destroying them. "We'll bring it back intact," she promised. As the human fleet approached their targets, the Galactic Command finally began to change their approach. Learning from their losses, they modified their defensive patterns. But the changes came too late. The human attacks struck with precision. Earth ships targeted the lightly defended supply ships rather than military vessels. Without supplies, alien bases throughout the solar system would soon be crippled. Olivia's mission proved the most daring. Her team approached the alien flagship in a captured transport vessel. When the aliens opened their docking bay, believing the ship carried supplies, Olivia's team stormed aboard. The alien crew, unused to physical combat, surrendered quickly. Olivia secured the bridge without firing a single shot. "Admiral, we've captured the flagship," she reported back to Richard. "All systems intact." This victory changed everything. With the flagship's command codes, humans could now send false orders to Galactic Command forces throughout the solar system. At Galactic Command headquarters, the mood grew desperate. Several council members suggested abandoning the solar system entirely. "We underestimated them," admitted Admiral Cravon. "Our technological advantage means nothing against their combat experience." Some alien species began to see humans differently. A faction led by diplomat Trenvor argued for attempting peace. "These humans fight because they fear us," Trenvor said. "We approached them without understanding their psychology." But others wanted humanity contained or destroyed before they could spread beyond their solar system. "They're too dangerous," argued Security Director Felsen. "No species should advance through violence as they have." The Galactic Command, once unified, now split into factions, those who feared humans and those who saw potential in their unique development. Krelax continued his research, becoming increasingly fascinated. "We've been so focused on their aggression that we've missed their creativity," he told his research team. "They solve problems in ways we never imagined." As the debate raged, Earth prepared its next move. Humans had learned that in the vastness of space, courage and ingenuity could overcome even the most advanced technology. The Galactic Command's grand meeting hall was no longer peaceful. Representatives shouted at each other across the circular chamber. The once united coalition was falling apart. "We must destroy these humans before they spread," yelled Security Director Felsen. His species, the Hexadron, had always been the most militant of the Galactic Command. "That would violate our core principles," countered diplomat Trenvor. "We have never exterminated a species, no matter the provocation." Grand Admiral Zex Thol struggled to maintain order. "We need more information before deciding." Unknown to the Council, humans had planted listening devices during their raid on the communication hub. Sergeant Kevin Murphy and his squad sat in a small room on Earth, listening to the alien debate. "They're talking about wiping us out," Kevin reported to General Torres. "A faction called the Hexadron is pushing for it." "Any details on how they plan to do it?" asked Torres. Kevin adjusted his headphones. "They mentioned something called a planetary sterilizer." "Sounds bad." Torres immediately ordered a mission. "Find out what this weapon is. We need a team to infiltrate their research facility on Mars." Kevin volunteered to lead the mission. His squad had been the first to study alien technology. They understood it better than anyone. Using a captured alien shuttle, Kevin's team approached the Mars facility. The building was huge, stretching across a Martian valley. It had been built before humans even discovered electricity. "Remember, we need information, not a fight," Kevin told his team as they docked at the facility. Inside, they moved quietly through curved hallways. The aliens had poor security. They rarely needed it in their peaceful society. Kevin's team reached the central database without being detected. "Download everything," Kevin ordered as his tech specialist connected to the alien system. What they found horrified them. The Hexadron had designed a weapon that would release a chemical into Earth's atmosphere. It would kill all complex life, but leave the planet's resources intact. "They're planning to eliminate us and take Earth for themselves," Kevin reported back to Earth. "The weapon is almost ready." On Earth, Officer Julie Harrison worked with captured alien prisoners. Unlike most humans, she believed communication was still possible. She had built trust with the moderate aliens, particularly a young diplomat named Liranan. "My people don't all want war," Liranan told her. "Many think the first attack was a mistake we should have forgiven." Julie saw an opportunity. "Help me contact diplomat Trenvor. There might still be a way to stop this." Using the alien communication device Julie smuggled to him, Liranan sent a message to Trenvor. Soon, a secret channel opened between Earth's leaders and the moderate alien faction. "We can't stop the Hexadron directly," Trenvor explained, "but we can warn you of their movements." Earth's military adjusted their strategy. They began targeting only Hexadron ships and bases, avoiding species that seemed open to peace. This precise approach confused the Galactic Command leadership. "The humans are showing tactical restraint," noted Admiral Cravon. "They could attack any of our bases, but they choose specific targets." Professor William Clark at Earth's Sinology Institute made another important discovery. Studying the aliens' history, he realized their unified civilization had stopped innovating. They haven't developed a truly new technology in over 500 years. He explained to Earth's leaders. They've refined existing systems, but they don't create breakthroughs. This lack of innovation came from their peaceful existence. Without competition or threats, they had no reason to change. Humans, always fighting and competing, had never stopped inventing. "This is why they can't predict us," Williams said. "Their minds don't work the way ours do." The Hexadron grew increasingly frustrated. Their carefully planned responses failed against human unpredictability. They pushed harder for the use of the planetary sterilizer. "These humans will spread their chaos throughout the galaxy if we don't stop them now," Security Director Fulzen argued. To humanity's advantage, the alien coalition moved slowly. Their decision-making required consensus from dozens of species. While they debated, Earth prepared. Admiral Richard Bennett addressed Earth's combined fleet. We now know what we're fighting for. Not just victory, but survival. The enemy has shown their true intent. Across the solar system, the battle lines were drawn. Humans fought for their right to exist. The Galactic Command fought over what to do about the most surprising species they had ever encountered. A small ship approached Earth under cover of darkness. It carried unusual passengers. 5 representatives from the Novari, a species within the Galactic Command known for their practical thinking. They had made a difficult decision to break from the command and seek alliance with humans. Their leader, Ambassador Kellinar, stood nervously as Earth defense systems tracked their approach. "We come in peace," he transmitted in perfect English. "We seek partnership with humans." Earth leaders were suspicious but allowed the ship to land at a remote facility. General Torres personally supervised security as the aliens emerged. "Why should we trust you?" Torres asked bluntly. "Because the Hexadron will destroy us all if they succeed," Kellinar replied. "Many species now see the error in how we approach Earth. We should have studied your culture before making contact." Over the next few days, more alien ships arrived secretly. 7 species in total broke from the Galactic Command to join humans. They brought knowledge, technology, and critical information about Hexadron plans. Dr. Catherine Lewis led the team working with these new allies. She had fought against the initial attack on the alien diplomat ship and felt personally responsible for the war. Now she had a chance to build bridges. "Our species communicate differently," Catherine explained to her team. "They think in concepts rather than words. We need to develop a better translation system." The allied aliens were shocked by human research methods. Humans tested, questioned, and challenged every piece of information. They didn't accept anything without proof. "You approach knowledge like it's a battle to be won," observed Kellinar with fascination. "Knowledge is power," Catherine replied. "Throughout our history, those with better information survived." With the help of their new allies, humans gained access to advanced technology. Commander Jason Blackwell was chosen to lead the first joint human-alien strike force. "Our target is the Hexadron weapons facility on Titan," Jason briefed his mixed crew. "We need to destroy their planetary sterilizer before it's deployed." The human pilots and alien navigators trained together for days. At first, they struggled to work as a team. Their instincts and reactions were completely different, but slowly they found common ground. "Humans are reckless but effective," admitted Liranan, who had joined the strike force. "We are cautious but precise. Together, we complement each other." As this new alliance grew stronger, the Hexadron sensed their advantage slipping away. Security Director Fulzen abandoned the Galactic Command's collective decision-making process. He seized control of their largest military vessels and prepared a final solution. "The humans have corrupted our unity," he declared to his loyal followers. "We will cleanse this system and restore order." Captain Samuel Green, commanding an Earth observation post near Neptune, detected the massive power surge as the Hexadron fleet assembled. "Something big is happening," he reported to Earth Command. "Their ships are forming a pattern we haven't seen before." Using information from their alien allies, Earth analysts quickly recognized the formation. "It's a jump preparation pattern," reported the alien advisor Trenvor, who had defected to Earth. "They're preparing to bring their entire fleet directly to Earth orbit, bypassing all our defenses." With little time to prepare, Samuel took a desperate gamble. His small outpost had been experimenting with a virus designed by Earth programmers. It could potentially infect the Galactic Command's central AI system, which coordinated all their ships. "If we can upload this to their command network before they jump, we might disable their navigation," Samuel explained to his crew. "But someone needs to get close enough to their command ship to transmit it." The mission seemed impossible. The Hexadron fleet was heavily guarded, and any approaching ship would be destroyed immediately. But then scientist Krelax, who had been secretly helping humans for weeks, sent a critical message. "The Hexadron rely on automated defenses," his message explained. Their sensors are calibrated to detect technology. They would never expect a primitive approach. Samuel looked out at Neptune's icy rings and had an idea. "We don't need a ship," he told his team. "We need spacesuits and a lot of ice." As the Hexadron made final preparations for their attack on Earth, they failed to notice several small, ice-covered objects drifting slowly toward their command ship. Inside each chunk of ice was a human in a spacesuit, carrying the virus that might stave Earth. The massive Hexadron fleet moved into position near Neptune. Hundreds of ships formed a perfect geometric pattern, preparing for the synchronized jump to Earth. On the command ship, Security Director Fulzen watched with cold satisfaction. "The humans will never expect our entire fleet to appear in their orbit at once," he told his officers. "Their primitive defenses will be overwhelmed." What Fulzen didn't know was that 6 humans were drifting silently toward his ship, hidden inside chunks of Neptune's ice. Their spacesuits were modified to mask heat signatures. They moved slowly to avoid detection. Lieutenant Peter Johnson led this desperate mission. A former deep-sea diver, he was used to operating in hostile environments. "Almost there," he whispered to his team through their secure channel. "Remember, we only need one of us to reach the external data port." On Earth, Admiral Linda Simmons coordinated the planet's defense. With the help of their alien allies, Earth had prepared as best they could for the coming attack. "All ships in position," reported her officer. "Allied Novari vessels have integrated with our defense grid." Linda looked at the tactical display showing Earth's combined fleet, human ships alongside vessels from 7 alien species. It was a sight no one could have imagined weeks earlier. "We can't match their numbers," she told her commanders. "But we don't need to win, just hold out until Peter's team completes their mission." Engineer Ryan Cooper worked frantically in his lab, making final adjustments to the virus. "This has to disable their network without shutting down life support," he explained to the alien technician helping him. "We want to stop them, not kill them." The alien, a Novari named Severin, looked impressed. Most species would not show such restraint toward enemies. Ryan shrugged. "We're not fighting because we want to. We're fighting because we have to." Near Neptune, Peter's team reached the hull of the Hexadron command ship. They carefully attached themselves to the surface near a communication array. 2 team members were already running low on oxygen. "Jones and Martinez, head back to the rendezvous point," Peter ordered. "The rest of us will continue." Moving inch by inch across the massive ship's hull, Peter located an external data port. These ports were used for maintenance droids, but the humans had learned they could access the ship's network through them. "Beginning upload," Peter reported as he connected his device to the port. The virus would take 3 minutes to fully upload, 3 minutes during which they were vulnerable to detection. Inside the command ship, a junior officer noticed a small anomaly in the data stream. "Sir, there's unusual activity in Maintenance Sector 7. Fulzen dismissed the concern. "Probably just final diagnostics before the jump. Prepare the fleet." The countdown for the synchronized jump began. All across the Hexadron fleet, engines powered up to their maximum capacity. Peter watched the upload progress slowly. 60%, 70%. Suddenly, alarms blared inside the command ship. A more senior officer had recognized the intrusion. "Someone is accessing our network from outside. Security to Sector 7. "We've been detected," warned one of Peter's team members. "Security drones are deploying." Peter made a quick decision. "You 2 get clear. I'll finish the upload." "But you won't have time to escape," protested his teammate. "Earth won't have a chance if we fail," Peter replied calmly. "Go now." As his team members pushed off from the hull, Peter focused on protecting the data port. The upload reached 90% as the first security drones appeared around the curve of the hull. "Almost there," he whispered. The drones fired, missing Peter, but hitting his oxygen tank. As air hissed into space, he held the device firmly against the port. 98%, 99%. Inside the command ship, Fulzen suddenly noticed the main display flickering. "What's happening?" "All systems are becoming unresponsive," reported his panicked officer. "The network is failing." Across the Hexadron fleet, confusion spread as the virus infiltrated their connected systems. Ship after ship lost navigational control. The carefully planned jump sequence fell into chaos. Peter's vision darkened as his oxygen ran out. His last conscious thought was seeing 100% complete flash on his device. In Earth orbit, Admiral Linda Simmons received the news. The virus worked. The Hexadron fleet jump failed, and their systems are compromised. Earth's combined fleet prepared to intercept those enemy ships that had managed to jump. The final battle for humanity's survival had begun. The battle lasted 12 hours. With their network disabled by the virus, the Hexadron ships fought individually instead of as a unified force. Some managed to jump to Earth, appearing randomly in orbit rather than in their planned formation. Earth's combined fleet, though smaller, worked with perfect coordination. Security Director Fulzen watched in disbelief as his mighty fleet fell to the humans and their allies. His command ship, stuck near Neptune with failing systems, could only receive reports of defeat. "Impossible," he whispered as another Hexadron vessel surrendered. "How could primitives defeat us?" On Earth, celebrations began as news of victory spread. But in the military command center, Admiral Linda Simmons remained focused. "The fighting is over, but now comes the hard part. Peace." 3 days after the battle, representatives from all factions of the Galactic Command requested a formal meeting with Earth's leaders. The Grand Council chamber aboard their diplomatic vessel seemed too large for the small group that gathered there. Many seats remained empty, a testament to how the once mighty Galactic Command had fractured. Ambassador Heather Wilson led the Earth delegation. A seasoned diplomat, she had opposed the initial attack on the alien ship, but now represented humanity's interests. She stood confidently before the Alien Council. "We came here today not to discuss surrender terms, but to talk about a new beginning," Heather began. "Humans don't want to conquer or destroy. We want to join the galactic community, but as equals, not subjects." Grand Admiral Zex Thul, who had survived the conflict by advocating for moderation, nodded slowly. "The Galactic Command has existed for 10,000 years. In all that time, we never encountered a species like yours. We made grave mistakes in approaching Earth. And we reacted with fear rather than wisdom," admitted Heather. "Both sides bear responsibility." Over the next several days, a new framework emerged. The old Galactic Command would be restructured into a Galactic Council, with humanity having equal representation. The Hexadron faction was stripped of military authority, with Security Director Fulzen removed from power. Scientist Krelax, who had helped humans during the conflict, presented his findings to the new council. Humans evolved through competition, but they also learn to cooperate. They fight fiercely when threatened but show remarkable compassion when victorious. The alien species began studying human history and culture with new interest. They were particularly fascinated by how conflict had driven human innovation without destroying their civilization. "Your wars are terrible," noted one alien representative, "but they pushed you to create new technologies, new ways of thinking." "We don't glorify war," responded Professor William Clark, who joined the Earth delegation. "We celebrate the peace that follows and the lessons learned." 6 months after the conflict ended, the first joint human-alien mission prepared to explore beyond the solar system. Captain Daniel Harper stood on the bridge of the Explorer, a ship built with combined technology from 8 different species. "Our mission is to seek out new civilizations," he told his mixed crew of humans and aliens, "and to approach them with the wisdom our peoples have gained through hard experience." Across the galaxy, news spread about the species that had challenged the Galactic Command and transformed it. Some feared these humans, but many more were curious. After thousands of years of stability, the galaxy was changing again. In the new Galactic Council chamber, Earth representatives sat alongside aliens who had once been enemies. They debated, disagreed, and sometimes grew frustrated with each other. But they also learned from their differences. Humans will never be a perfect match for our traditional ways, Grand Admiral Zex Thul told the council. They question too much, change too quickly, and rarely agree even among themselves. Ambassador Heather Wilson smiled at this assessment. That's precisely why you need us. We've learned that disagreement, when respectful, leads to better solutions than blind agreement. The galaxy had encountered many peaceful species, many intelligent species, and many technological species throughout its history. But humans were something unexpected, a species that combined all these qualities with the drive to constantly improve and adapt. They became known across the stars not as conquerors, but as the unexpected teachers, beings whose unique history gave them insights no other species possessed.